out the poll results.
25% said yes.
I feel dirty just looking at that girl. I just need a shower.
Okay, so 25% have done this on the poll, and about 75% in the studio
at least,
have done
right?
that.
Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky because, you know, on What Not to Wear, I insult people all the time, and people might say that I'm rude for doing that, but I really am helping them find a style that works for them. So the thing is, if you're just insulting somebody, it actually becomes a sign of your own insecurity. So you have to be careful of that. You know, we're all armchair psychologists at this point, and we know that insulting somebody else's butt is really because you think that your own butt is a little bit bigger than it should be. Exactly.
That's true. I never insult somebody something that I think mine is, you know, good.
Right, because there's no reason to.
Yeah. It's always like, they look at all the dimples in her ass. Right. But I got on my ass, too. That's really what it is. Okay, Ashley and David have been together for 3 years, but Ashley's worried David is so rude and it's going to put an end to their relationship. Tell us, Ashley, about your boyfriend's rudeness.
Actually, Dave wasn't, when I first met him, I thought his rudeness was more being a man, standing up for himself, talking, but he's a tall guy. He comes off as intimidating, comes off as rude. It's more the way he talks to people.
So he's aggressive. I understand, like, if you're in the car, he's yelling out the window to pedestrians.
Yeah. If they're walking across the street too slow, if they're walking down the middle of the aisle when you're trying to drive, it's like, hey, move over. He lets them know. He has that type of personality.
You almost got evicted?
Yeah, I mean, it got to the point where our neighbors, even though, they're not the best of neighbors, if he went down and said something to them after so many times, it's just the way he comes off. Now we're getting phone calls from, the landlord and things like that, and it affects our life to, it's starting to affect our life.
And I hear it's slowly starting to make you less attracted to him.
It's starting to make us get into arguments, which, arguments is it makes us want to spend more time apart, things like that, and it's just, it's not like I'm not attracted to him. It's just the fact that when we get into arguments, it makes us, it gets us further apart.
Separation. Why are you so rude, David?
Well, mainly, I don't think I'm rude. It's just that I've never really had a fair chance at life, pretty much.
Got it. So what do you think we can do to help him out?
Well, 3 out of 4 people see rudeness as a power play. Like, I'm going to be rude, and what are you going to do about it?
Got it.
So generally there's an underlying issue like insecurity or anger management issues. So if that's really affecting somebody's relationship, the best thing that you can do is see a counselor, either as a couple or as an individual.
Well, we're going to get you some help because your problem is a real serious problem. And what I like about you is you're man enough, mature enough to understand that it comes from something. So, like, you're already like months and months and months and months ahead of this issue with a psychologist.
It's more than that. It's just
but I'm saying you understand where it started, where it started. So I'm going to get you some help. All right, we'll be right back. How rude are you? Well, we asked people to give us the down and dirty on our TyraShow.com rude, crude, and lewd poll, and the very fabulous and very polite, shall we say, Clinton Kelly is helping me reveal the surprising results. We're going to check out our next rude scenario in our poll.
Are you always late?
Stand up if you are always late. Always late. A lot of you guys are always late. Let's find out the poll results.
33% said yes.
You were 30 minutes late for our meeting. What are you talking about?
33% are always late on the poll, and they lying.
They're lying.
They are so lying,
They are so lying.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, if we asked...
Most of the audience stood up.
Right. If we asked, are you often late, I think the number would have been a lot higher.
Oh, always and often.
Exactly.
Got
that has a little something to do with it. But the thing about being late is that it's really one of the rudest things that you can do because a lot of times we do it to the people we love the most, our friends. And what we are saying when we're late is, my time is more valuable than your time. And that's really obnoxious, right? And it's also detrimental to your life and your career. Let's say you're going on a job interview. Did you know that you're 90% less likely to get the job if you're late for your job interview?
That's true. If you're going on a job interview for me and you're late, you're probably not going to get the job. You probably shouldn't even just come.
Exactly. So
yeah, it's true.
You really should make an effort. It's in your own best interest to be on time.
Just come early for job interviews. Just sit there and twiddle your thumbs.
That's true, right? And by the way, there's no such thing as fashionably late unless you're going to a cocktail party.
Exactly.
Right. It's not cool. It doesn't make you prettier or more fashionable to be late. It makes you rude.
Check out our next poll question.
Do you talk, text, or answer phone calls during movies?
Hey, babe, I'm in the movie. Yeah, I can totally talk.
Okay, I've done this. I haven't answered the phone, but I've texted, and I feel really rude because the light like shines all bright, like the flashlight in the theater. How many of y'all done it? Stand on up. If you've texted, taken phone calls in the movie theater. It's the worst. It is the worst, the worst, the worst. Okay, let's find out the poll results.
51% said yes.
The guy dies in the end. That was funny. The guy dies in the end. Okay, people do this, man. I do it. Not the conversations, but I will text.
Right. This is one of the most complained about forms of rudeness. And, you know, look, once again, it's about karma. Let's just say you're in the movie theater, you're talking on the phone, and you're ruining somebody else's favorite part. Well, that's going to make it more likely that they're going to ruin your favorite part when it comes around to it. So just obey the signs, obey the rules. When it says turn off your ringer, turn off your ringer.
I do that.
Yeah, and in restaurants, that's where it drives me crazy. Like, if you're at the table with a group of friends, don't take a call from another friend because it's saying, I don't want to be with you. I'd rather be talking to this person.
I don't like it when you go out to a dinner. It's different if you're at a work lunch or something. But when you go out to dinner and people like put their phones on the table.
Right on the table. No,
and I'm
very
like,
rude.
so you're waiting for somebody else that's more important than me at this moment? I find it really rude.
People do that on dates.
Really rude.
Could you imagine?
I've had a guy do that on a date, and I said, honey, you've got to forget my number. I picked up his phone and said, I'm looking at your pictures. Delete my phone number. Like, just rude. Okay, Melissa and Helena are in the audience. They put together a website called Hey Rude, where people from all over the country can submit photos of random acts of rudeness. All right, so you created this site, Helene. Tell me about it.
Well, we created Hey Rude because we wanted to use a mixture of humility with a lot of humor to call people out on their rudeness, and hopefully they'll change their behavior by seeing themselves on the site. We ask people to submit their pictures from all over the country.
What's the most common thing you see?
I would say cell phones right now. We just played it right now, and one thing that just happened to me last week that I taped was a girl on the cell phone in the bathroom, in the office, and, you know, you're trying to do your business, and she's sitting on the phone, but I didn't tape her over, just so everybody knows. I taped her. I taped the feet and just taped her like that.
Okay, let's look at some of the photos. Tell us about this first one.
Oh, that's in the movie theater. There were people from the industry in that movie theater, and that guy had his feet up on the seat, and your head goes there.
Oh God, I do that. Okay, check out this next one. What are they doing?
They're sunbathing.
Where?
At a business plaza, so people have lunch. Yeah, we got this from a fan of the site. She sent it in, and she was just like, this bugs me, and they're doing it all the time. So.
That is so strange. That one's weird.
Oh.
And what are they doing? What is that?
That's at a bar. These two guys are both simultaneously passed out with their beers in their hands, spilling on their laps all over the place, and it's taking up valuable space at a very trendy Lower East Side bar, actually.
Oh my God, how many times do you see that? A trash can that is overflowing. What do you do? Clinton, what do you do when the trash can is overflowing like that and you want to throw something away? I just add to the trash.
I do too, to tell you the truth.
What the hell? It's the city's problem. All right, if you want to check out the rest of the rude, crude, and lewd poll results, go to TyraShow.com. And my nutritionist Heather's here giving us some tips on how to get healthy. We'll be right back. I showed everybody my real hair. This is not my real hair today, by the way. But on the show where I showed my real hair, I also talked about me getting in shape and getting fit, like I've never been fit before. And I was a little uncomfortable about really talking about it because it's something I did as a bet with my friends, and the tabloids started talking about it and stuff, so I felt like I needed to share the story with you guys, to be honest with my audience, to be honest with you. And but I brought my nutritionist Heather on that show, and we kind of talked about it a little bit, but wasn't sure if you guys really wanted tips from me when it comes to that. But then the website flooded, it blew up, my own online magazine blew up, and so I called Heather and I said, Heather, they want your tips. So throughout this season, we're going to be giving you all the different tips where you can get healthy. We're not talking about skinny. I think it's so important that when you're getting healthy that you're not concentrating on being skinny unless that's just what your natural body is. So Heather is here, and Heather is going to show us the difference between healthy choices and unhealthy choices, but food that still tastes good. Okay, so we're going to talk about breakfast. Start with breakfast, Miss Heather.
Okay. So this is Tyra's meal makeover. Of course, you're the last person that needs a makeover, but when we first met, I think we both realized that we needed to do a little bit of an overhaul. So here's some examples for breakfast, lunch, and dinner of just cleaner choices. So this would be a typical breakfast before, which is bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll, which I think so many people get, right? You get it from a coffee cart, get it from it's quick, it's easy, it's fast, tastes good. But the problem is that you don't know how much bacon they put on there, how much cheese they put on there, and it's on a big white roll, right? Which is got no fiber in it. So what happens is about an hour later, you're starving again. So here's the makeover. So this is scrambled eggs.
Look how much food is on the plate.
Which we have here. And we put veggies in because veggies are a great way to get some important nutrients. We still left in the bacon because Tyra likes her salty bacon. So we did one piece of bacon.
A mí me gusta tocino. What's up, Twitter people? Y'all know what that is. Okay.
And then we got some fiber crackers because fiber is important. Again, it keeps you full. So this is a lot better version of this. And look, it looks like more food.
So much more.
Exactly.
And you throw those veggies in those eggs to stretch it. You know your mama says, got to stretch it. You got to stretch it. You stretch them eggs, so vegetables, all kind of vegetables. You eat it up. Okay.
Exactly. So then for lunch,
I used to think this was healthy.
Exactly.
I used to tell Heather, what are you talking about? I have my little chicken Caesar wrap. That's healthy.
So this wrap right here, which most people don't realize, is equivalent, just the wrap alone, to 4 pieces of bread.
Would you ever
nobody
think that?
realizes. You think there's salad. It's got dressing. It's good.
Heather, people think that the wrap is so skinny and flat.
But when you open it up, it's like this big. So
4
pieces of bread.
You would never think.
So here's the makeover. We did a chicken Caesar salad. So it still has the cheese. It still has the croutons. Some Caesar salads have a little bit more lettuce than this one right here.
Yeah.
And Tyra still loves her dressing. So what she does is she gets it on the side, she dips her fork in, so she's got a little bit of dressing with each bite.
Got to taste good.
It's got to taste good.
If it don't taste good, I'm like, where's the pork grease? If it does not, I have to finish the meal and my tongue has to be happy. If it is not happy, it's going to keep searching for things until it is happy.
But this is still happiness. It's still flavorful. So then we've got dinner, which is Tyra's favorite. Everybody knows
we talked
Tyra
about
loves
this earlier.
barbecue. So here's barbecue. And this is the typical barbecue, which has got the ribs and the beans and the cornbread.
Where's the sweet potatoes and the greens cooked in ham hock and the black-eyed peas?
So this is the makeover. So instead of the ribs, you've got chicken, but you still got the sauce because she loves her sauce. So lots of barbecue sauce in there. And we've got collard greens, which is a great source of nutrients and fiber. And we've got corn, which again is more fiber. So it's just a lot more balanced. It's still a lot of food, but it's got a ton of flavor in it. And this is why she looks so fit and healthy and fabulous.
What I like about this, you guys, is this is still, like, these 2 plates to me are at the barbecue. They are at the family reunion. This too is there. It's at the potluck when grandmama made this and auntie made this. So the choices are there. And my friends will be like, oh, Tyra, you all healthy now? You can't go to the barbecue? Oh, yes, I can. And there will be something for me there that I will eat.
And that was the first thing I told her. She doesn't have to change her lifestyle at all. You don't have to change your lifestyle at all. You can go to the same places that you went before. It's not, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to make better choices at each of these places.
Okay. For more of Heather's tips on eating healthier, go to TyraShow.com. There's also great articles on my online magazine about Heather. And remember, to keep track of your food, write it down. Write every single thing that goes into your mouth. How much water you drink, how much exercise you do. And at the end of the week, you can see what you're eating too much of, or you're not exercising. It helped me to get really healthy. All right, we'll be right back. Thank you. All right, guys, I want you to check out my new online magazine. I'm calling it a Magaline. Get it? Online magazine. Magaline. Y'all get it? And if you ever want to write it out, you capitalize that L in there to make it look real cool. It's called Tyra Beauty Inside and Out, and you can get to it by going to TyraShow.com. I've got a great article about Heather and how she helped me to get fit. And you guys know what? I did this photo shoot, like, with all of this, like, really, really affordable workout gear. Like, some of my bras cost, like, $10. Sports bras and little drawers cost like $15 and stuff. But the thing is, I made sure that we did not retouch the pictures of me. So my butt is hanging out and I'm jumping and doing all that because I wanted you to see my real body. There's a couple of rolls and stuff when I jump, but I'm still more fit than I've ever been. So check that out. And I'll see you later. Pearson. Love. Peace. Fear. Love.